Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Paul, and in this Red Game video, we're going to be carrying on the rumours with Zen. So just yesterday I released a video going through quite a few details concerning the naming conventions of Zen, specifically Summit Ridge, which of course will be for the desktop, as well as some tentative pricing. However, yet more information has popped up from some Chinese sources. Now, these Chinese sources are citing an official letter from a company by the name of Max Sun. I'll spell out for you, M-A-X Sun, as in S-U-N. Now, they are working in cooperation, with AMD, and they will be offering AM4 boards, which of course will be the motherboards, the motherboard platform for Zen and the Chinese region. Now, what's rather interesting about this, well, at least if these sources are reporting accurately, is that we have a release date for Summit Ridge, and this release date is going to be the 17th of January 2017, which also means that it's pretty damn, well, aggressive on the part of AMD, and in fact, they do hint that in March we may see some other processors. Now, what we know is that the first range of SKUs are going to be aiming at the high-end desktop. Now, we did discuss this just yesterday. AMD are going to be, I guess, segmenting their processors into three, well, criteria. SR3, SR5, and SR7. 7 would be the highest, while SR3 would obviously be the lower end. On top of that, X370 motherboards, as well as the B350, are going to be offered by Maxsun. Now, do remember that these chipsets are going to be pretty key for high-end board partners, because these are the boards which have overclocking support, and in the case of the X370, also additional PCIe lanes. But this is perhaps the crux of the matter, not to mention the release date. The source has also indicated the pricing. So SR7 is going to be the top end parts, as I just told you, and it's going to be priced around $250 up to $300 US. Now, the crazy part isn't the price, but is actually the performance level. As you might be aware, the high-end part from Zen features 8 cores and 16 threads. But the crazy thing is that the performance of this chip is going to be equivalent to roughly the i7 6850K. That's nuts when you think about it. It is worth noting that the 6850K does have fewer cores available. It has 6 and 12 threads respectively, but even so, this processor is around the $600 US mark, obviously depending on how good a deal you get when you're doing your shopping around. So essentially you're getting a processor which actually outperforms a pretty high-end Intel CPU, but for less money. And this actually makes a great deal of sense given what we've seen versus Broadwell E and AMD's own testing. Now, there are also some rumours that the CPU is optimized to run at around 3.3 GHz as a base clock, but goes up to about 3.5. Now, some of these rumours do cite that it overclocks to 4.2 GHz or more, but from what I'm hearing, these clocks are not finalised. Some people are saying they are final, other people are saying they're not final. Personally, I believe they are not final, and probably final retail silicon will obviously increase the clock speed. Some of the reports I've also seen, some leaks, as well as a couple of people messaging me, have also said that the memory clocks of Zen, or rather specifically the frequencies of the DDR4 memory, just to clarify so you don't think I'm talking about the cache speed, is actually not running at the highest speeds possible. And in fact, it's only running at, I believe, 2133 MHz, which is nowhere near as fast as DDR4 modules can go, which means theoretically you're starting to get memory bandwidth constrained. At the end of the day, as I'm sure you'll probably agree, it really comes down to price versus performance. But if AMD can come in and release a processor, let's be super non, cautious, let's say that it's about the $300 mark. Let's say 300 to 330. That's actually pretty darn good, because it means that you're pretty much on the same price level as, let's say, the 6700Ks, or when they're released next year, the 7700Ks, but you're getting a darn sight more amount of cores, and you're also getting a great deal more performance for your money, which obviously means that AMD, at least theoretically, unless you have some love affair for Intel, or you already have most of the parts for Intel and you just need to do a small upgrade, it means that AMD may well have a good deal of 2017 to itself. Obviously, that's for Intel to counter, and we've already talked quite a lot on this channel about Coffee Lake and how it will naturally bump up the number of cores available to the mainstream level of CPUs on the Intel side. But once again, from what I'm hearing, that's not going to appear until, let's say, the fourth-ish quarter of 2017. That means that if these chips do release through January to March, that would be the Summit Ridge lineup, AMD have a good, let's say, 9 to 10 months head start. Now, I'm personally hoping that AMD actually succeeds here, and I'm hoping they kick Intel in the nuts. And that's not because I have anything against Intel, far from it. I actually love the company, but I do want high-end competition in the marketplace, because for my mind it makes a great deal of sense. It pushes and shoves Intel to, well, release chips faster. It pushes and shoves them to release better chips for the price, and it also means that we as customers get the option to just say, I want to go Intel, or I want to go AMD, based upon the price, the amount of money that you've got in your bank account, as well as the performance needs that you want. I also wouldn't be surprised, as a bit of a side note, if certain tasks will perform better on Intel and certain tasks will perform better on AMD's chips, and that's pretty much how it's been even back in the days of like the Pentium 4 versus the Athlons, or the Pentium 3 versus the earlier Athlons. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.